huge round of applause to Swarnamala Patriji, who is the co-founder of Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. So along with the people who are on the stage, we are also going to listen from Livia Devi, Shreyans Daga, along with us, and Ayappa Pindi. So this 4 days is just going to be wow. Listen to Brahmarshi Patriji's message now. Team, video please.
My pranams, my salutations to all the pyramid masters across the whole world. The first question is, what is meditation? Let us understand the term meditation. Let us contemplate upon the term meditation. What is meditation? What is it? What does it represent? Meditation is not prayer. The whole Western world is based on the concept of prayer, while the Eastern world is based upon meditation. The fundamental culture of the East is meditation. The fundamental culture of West is prayer. So we have to understand that meditation is not prayer. Meditation means making the mind empty. That is the definition of meditation. We are keeping on talking. When you have silence, what does it mean? Silence means not talking, not using the mouth. That is silence. If you are talking, you are not in silence. If you keep your mouth shut, you are in silence. If you keep your mind shut, that is meditation. You should switch off the mind. You should not work with the mind. You should not entertain the mind. There should be no thoughts in the mind. What is the mind? Mind is a bundle of thoughts. Mind is a bundle of desires. So, in your mind, there should not be any thoughts and there should not be any desires. There should be no activity in the mind. The mind should voluntarily cease its own activity. That is called a meditation. Unless we understand what is meditation, we cannot go further. Meditation means making the mind empty and keeping the mind empty for a length of time. What is silence? Not making any speech in the mouth and keeping it like that for 1 day, for 2 days. 1 month silence means not talking for 1 month. 1 day silence means not talking for 1 full day, not opening your mouth to make any noises, to make any words. So what is meditation? Not using your mind, keeping your mind empty. You must be able to maintain silence and you must be able to maintain emptiness in the mind. It is called emptiness in the mind. If you are thinking what is happening tomorrow, what happened yesterday, then you are not in meditation. When you don't care about tomorrow, when you don't care about yesterday, when even you don't care about today also, then you are in meditation. The tomorrow is not there in the mind, the yesterday is not there in the mind, the today is also not there in the mind. The mind is empty. It's like a white paper where you are not writing anything. The white paper is there in front of you. You are not writing anything, there is no activity. The white paper is simply white paper. The mind is simply mind. There are no thoughts. There is no reception of thoughts, there is no broadcasting of thoughts. The mind is empty. That is meditation. What happens when the mind is empty? Something else happens which is beyond your imagination, wildest imagination. When you can keep the mind empty, cosmic energy flows in. To receive the cosmic energy, the mind has to be empty. When the mind is active, cosmic energy doesn't come inside. inside the brain, inside the system, physical system. The mind has to become empty for you to receive the cosmic energy. Meditation is the requirement. Keeping the mind empty is the requirement to receive cosmic energy, which is everywhere, all around you. When you receive that cosmic energy, you become more healthy, active, dynamic, long life, free of any problems, free of illnesses. All the profits that we want, we automatically get when you get that cosmic energy. Meditation means making the mind empty, and when you make the mind empty, you get into cosmic energy. And cosmic energy, you become a strong person, enlightened person, active person, balanced person, useful person. You become a good Samaritan. This is what is meditation, my dear friends. Everybody should become a meditator, should learn the art and practice, the practice of art and science of keeping the mind empty and making the mind empty. This is meditation. Thank you very much.
Radhika, do you think Patriji is the man of simplicity?
Yes, absolutely.
Because about meditation, making our mind empty, with just one statement, I guess he has given the encyclopedia in it. And that's how the Grand Master is. That's how when a person is with abundance of wisdom can give the whole of complexity into simple words.
So, when we say simple, we don't mean that he didn't enjoy, he was a very serious person, he went he wore some orange clothes, had some tilak on, had some, rudraksh mala around. His simplicity was in living this present life as a grahastha, as normal as he was, as the clothes he wore, as he spoke to people, isn't it?
He is an uncommon in the common man.
Oh my God, that is how we feel about it. He is the uncommon in the common because he's the most common person that we've known all our lives. And that is how we'll continue to remember him. A very, what we're experiencing in these 3 days is the uncommon journey of an extremely common man. And he was so common that he really put the picture on, use your common sense. Because people can be educated, people can be intelligent, but I think they forget to use their common sense. How many people agree here that people forget to use their common sense? You can raise your hands. I see 1 hand, 2 hand. Oh my God, people are raising hands.
No shy.
So we know people are raising hands here also. Our speakers also think that, oh yes, see. So we know that people don't use common sense as much, right? And with that, we have beautiful speakers here who are going to share their thoughts, who are going to share about themselves. And with this, I think today until 4 p.m. we're just kicking this whole event again and again. So over to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And please a big round of applause for everyone here, for this MMS, for all the people who are here. Louder! Once more! Thank you.
Welcome everyone. We are here in Mega Meditation Summit. I'm just so happy to see everyone join in for the inauguration. To all the masters around the world, the Kerala masters, the Andhra, the Telangana, the North, Gujarat, and of course to all our masters from all around the world who are here, from all the backgrounds. It's truly a global moment because on the stage, the stories that are going to be shared on this stage is that of an ordinary man, is that of an extraordinary story of an ordinary man, of every story here that is going to happen. So I'm truly, truly grateful to be sharing this stage with everyone. But before I say anything, I would like my mother, Swarnamala Patri, and the co-founder of Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement to say a few words.
Good evening, everybody. Feeling so happy to see you all here in this Mega Meditation Summit, who are all interested in doing meditation, spreading meditation. And talking of meditation is very important in everybody's life. That is what we have come here for. What Patriji taught, only do meditation. Just now he told, just do meditation. Make your mind calm, silent. Then you will get cosmic energy. But more than what we meditate, make your mind silent. If you talk more, the cosmic energy you will lose. So, keep your mind shut, mouth shut. Then only you will get cosmic energy. That is what meditation is. Observe your normal breathing. No excess breathing, no speed breathing, no dynamic breathing. Just normal soothing breathing. That is what is meditation, Ana-Pana-Sati. In Telugu, Shwasamida Dhyasa. That is what he taught everybody since 50 years. And he was traveling all over India, all over globe, everywhere. Only 3 things he used to teach. Construct pyramids, be a vegetarian, and do meditation. These are the 3 things he was stick to, nothing else. No magics, no imaginations, nothing, but he's have brought so many people under this meditation. That is what Patriji is, and I'm very, very proud to be with him since 50 years. I have learned so many things from him. I was not like this before, but I have changed myself, have got into meditation, learned everything, how to deal with people, how to be with people. Everything he taught me. He made me a complete woman. That is what is meditation for. That is what is relationship is for. You have to learn from each other and become complete. Thank you very much and enjoy 3 days. అందరూ బాగా ఎంజాయ్ చేస్తున్నారా? తెలుగులో చెప్తున్నాను. బాగా ఎంజాय చేస్తున్నారా? थैंक यू. सब लोग बहुत खुश है ना? एंजॉयिंग? खाना कैसा था? एंजॉय 3 days को बहुत कुछ सीखना है आप सबको. చాలా నేర్చుకోవాలి మనందరికీ. వీళ్ళందరి దగ్గర నుంచి కూడా మనమందరం కూడా వాళ్ళకి చాలా నేర్పాలి. सबके साथ रहना हमारा भी वो लोगों को सिखाना है. वही ध्यान है. थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू.
Thank you so much for this message. She was like, I'm not going to come on the stage. I'm going to watch on TV. By the way, we have live going on PMC Global, PMC English, and all other PMC channels. So everybody can watch this live. But she's here. So thank you for joining us. And now I would like to invite, see this movement, Tanas and Bhaktiar, I have to introduce this movement to you guys. This movement is all about grassroots. It's all about the everyday common man realizing that they create their own reality. Realizing that there is no one who will give them approval or validation. It is their own self. So, from that stage, I would like to invite Dr. Gopal Krishna, who has been in the grassroots level and seen this movement, and he has traveled from village to village, village to village, not in cities, but villages, to teach meditation, to build pyramids, and to teach about how we can heal ourselves. So, Dr. GK.
Thank you very much. So pranams to Brahmarshi Patriji and all the dignitaries on the stage and Sonamala Patri madam. So this is really a great moment for me. As a medical doctor, young student, I introduced to Patriji 30 years ago. And then Patriji speaks just with a 70 to 100 audience in front of him. We are going to complete the Dhyana Jagath, Pyramid Jagath and Shakahara Jagath. And that is the day we are here today, guys. Because initially 10 years ago he went to USA but spent most of the time in the room because he don't want to spend his time where there is no plant-based diet. But today, globally, with the great vision of Patriji through pyramid meditation channels, beyond the borders, the meditation, plant-based diet and pyramid power has tremendously expanded. And now we need to shift our focus towards the global level. That is what the great vision by Paripatri, and miraculously from US it was brought to India. And to capture this opportunity, I invited all the masters, and there are hundreds of people who gathered today to understand the vision of Pyramid Jagath, Shakahara Jagath and Meditation Jagath. We know we have all our relatives across the globe. We are just going and coming to meet them. From now onwards, we are going to other countries only to spread the message, and we invite all the global masters like who are all there here to India to show all the work that we have done, nook and corner of the village to big pyramids we built across the India. So thanks to all the global masters to come, and thanks to all the Indian masters and Asian masters to come to this first event. From now onwards, we rock to every MMS across every country like this. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you. So he saw, by the way, he's a medical doctor who is now just sharing the real medicine as to everyone. And so this started as grassroots level, and it started in Andhra Pradesh, in Kurnool, as you know. So to all the, how many of you are new here, by the way? Just to know. Okay, wonderful. Welcome, guys. So to introduce to you guys, it started in Andhra Pradesh, in Kurnool, as a small, in one house to teach one person, and today millions of meditators across the world are teaching meditation as leaders. I remember I was in North India, and I was in a place called Rishikesh, where we do annual function for North India there. And there was one lady, she came in her, gungat. She came in her gungat, and she was talking to me. I'm like, I'm from Bihar or Haryana. I came here for the first time alone. This is a huge deal with me. First time I got out of the kitchen and came to this event alone in train. It was such a big deal for her. Why? Because she learnt meditation. She learnt meditation, and she had the confidence that she can do anything and she doesn't need outside support. This is a lady this is 80% of India. Of course, this is like the 20% we are sitting here. But 80% of India are stuck in their gungars in kitchens, in doing work. So how did the message reach there? The work of the media wing, Pyramid Meditation Channel Hindi. Today I invite Alekhya Shastri from Delhi to share about the movement that went across the globe, breaking the barriers of language, breaking the barriers of gender, race, religion, everything, and just sharing the message, Ghar Ghar Mein Satya Ka Darshan. Alekhya Shastri.
Namaskaram. Hi. Welcome everyone. There has been an evolution of time. Samyam Kalam Paristitilo, things keep changing. Things keep evolving throughout. When information had to be communicated with each other through ancient times, they first found words. Earlier it was sound. Then we got words to express what we wanted to say. Words got meaning. Then words became something more intricate. Then there was scriptures, writing. And then they became different instruments to communicate, to keep sharing with each other. When the Vedas, the ancient scriptures of India, when they had to be communicated, it was first through sound and then through teaching. And today, the message of meditation that we all know, the need of the hour in the world where there's so much destruction, there's so much calamity, there's so much atrocity that is happening across the globe. We all know that we want peace. Is there anyone here who says, I want something other than happiness? How many of us want happiness? Can we raise our hand? Evarki anandam kavali valla jeevitamlo? Andarki kavali. And we're all looking for answers. And so, when you have a problem, you're looking for a solution, you're going through something. You wait for a person, or you look through what is the thing that everyone has with them? What is the one thing that everyone has with them right now that is keeping you connected? You're here, but your family member is there somewhere else. Where is it? What is keeping you connected? Your mobile phone. What is the technology that is being used? There's waves, there's radio waves that is transmitting. You can't see it, but somehow communication is happening. In the same way, we know that the ancient technology of meditation, you can't see cosmic energy, but when you experiment it, that communication is happening between you and this infinite self. We know that is that peace. But how will you get that message to more people? If I speak to you like, but if I'm able to use the mic, can everyone hear me? Loudly and clearly? Patriji knew that. We all know media has the power. But today you open the TV channel and you see what is the one message that is constant? Fear. You are less. You don't have enough. You need Fair and Lovely to look better. Now in this time where media and education and health, GK sir spoke about health. Everyone has a health challenge. Everyone has one cell phone in their hand. In 2017, Patriji knew the revolution that is going to come. Everything that he spoke, he was a visionary. He was not a master who said, come touch my feet. He said, we are all gods. And that message, to transmit that message in 2017, from his vision came Pyramid Meditation Channel. You can't see in the waves. You will think it's a YouTube channel or a satellite channel. But the transmission of that positive message of you create your own reality. We create our own reality all the time through our thoughts, words and actions is transmitted all the time. So thanks to PMC Telugu, which became a satellite channel in 2018, PMC Hindi, which became a satellite channel in 2023, we have today Pyramid Meditation channel in over 18 languages, the only positive media channel which only spreads one message, that we are all gods. And that is the power that we have today. Your one message, someone somewhere is waiting to stay connected, to listen to your message, to hear your inspiring story so that they can start their journey. Everyone is seeking the same thing, peace. We know the answer is meditation. And media is making that communication so much more easier. So Pyramid Meditation Channel is the third eye of Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. The Divya Chakshu, the third eye which has only single pointed focus to spread the spiritual science truths of the spiritual realities to the whole of the globe. And through it, surely and steadily together, we will have Dhyana Jagath. We will have every person become a vegetarian, a meditator, a vegetarian, a plant-based diet, and we will use these mega structures to harness this cosmic energy to make this planet heaven on earth once again. And that is what the message is of Mega Meditation Summit, that we all come united together with that common message. We all have been transformed. And now we take this energy and transform the rest of the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Alekhya. And by the way, this whole event is supported has extreme support from PMC Telugu. Let's give a big round of applause to PMC Telugu team for dedicating their resources, their time to make this event possible. So thank you PMC team, Telugu team here. And now let's go across the globe. Of course, we saw a rural beginnings from Dr. GK. We'll go into urban as well. So this stage is a combination of every sector of life, every background of life. I want to now invite my very, very, very dear friend who is from Kenya, Africa, who is here volunteering. He's a speaker, he's an anchor, he's like, just give me everything, I'll do whatever you like. And he's such an amazing human being, and who is here just to serve and take this message to Africa. He's been serving in Africa in 5 countries, taking this meditation, plant-based living to Congo, Uganda, Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa. Is that correct? Yeah. So 5 countries in Africa are now meditating. Meditation has gone there, and he's our dear pyramid master, Edgar.
Thank you. Thanks, Pari. I'll start by saying hello in Swahili, which is my language.
By the way, Hakuna Matata is Swahili.
Okay. Hakuna Matata, probably know that. It means no worries. If you've watched Lion King, you probably know what that means. But I'll start by saying Jambo, which means hello. Jambo. Yeah, really happy to be here. So Pari and I connected, I think, during COVID, right about COVID. So what happened just before COVID is I had quit my job, and the plan was to travel for a while just to meditate and just see where life takes me. So back in Kenya, actually before COVID, what I used to do is I used to organize meditation meetups in the forest. So I'd invite people, anybody really, just who wants to come and meditate, let's meet up in the forest. So we'd all sit there for a few minutes. So that's how it all started. Up until then, I used to do my own private meditation. So we used to have very small groups. And then I came to India, then COVID found me in India. Then when I went back to Kenya, we couldn't meet in person anymore. So that's where we went online. And since then, it's, from having a few people in the forest meditating, I think we have probably more than 5, maybe 6,000 people as a collective across different countries in Africa, which is what she mentioned. So we call ourselves Conscious Africa. Because I'm in Kenya, we've been going by the name Conscious Kenya. And it's basically it's a collective of anybody who wants to live a happy, healthy, conscious, kind, compassionate, awake life. And that's also when I traveled to Egypt, and then a friend who's also a meditator, who's a friend of Pari, mentioned me to Pari, and that's how, long story short, that's how I'm here now. So I'm really happy to be in Bangalore for the first time. And I think as the event goes on, I'll be speaking about meditation without borders. But also because I think I'm probably the only one from Africa here, so I feel like I represent a whole continent. So no pressure, right? But I'm just here, I guess, as an example, and also just to bring the message that meditation is a tool that's, first of all, is accessible to everybody and anyone. The benefits we get from meditation, they help anybody else in the world. Same way they help, people in Africa. Actually, if you dig deep, Africa has a very old and long history of meditation. We don't call it meditation as such, but we have a whole long history of contemplation where people spend time in nature, just being quiet, which is what we'll listen to Patriji talk about. Silencing the mind, spending a lot of time in nature. I'm really excited. I'll speak more in depth as we go along, but happy to be here, Asante, and honored. Blessings. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Edgar. Edgar was here with us in other events as well, and he's been constantly working to take this meditation and movement to Africa. So if anybody is here who want to go to Africa, teach meditation, Saroji, you know where to go, who to contact. So now I want to invite, so one thing I really have not, the PSSM, I'm waiting for it, which Dr. GK has initiated, is going to the continent of Australia. I'm waiting to do a mega meditation summit in Australia, and my dear friend, my dear brother from past life, Jem Fuller, we would love to hear your message.
Thank you, Didi. Yes, we will take this to Australia for sure.
Thank you.
I am a common person like you. Actually, I am you and you are me. I'm sitting there and I feel you standing here next to me. We are all gods indeed. Thank you, Patriji. We all have access. I feel completely honored to be here. I am very grateful to be very sensitive to energy. And when I arrived here last night, I could feel the peace, the love, and the divine cosmic energy in this beautiful, beautiful place. I work with very influential leaders. This is my service, is I serve by working with leaders who have a lot of influence, and I help them become more conscious and more loving in their leadership. I'm very passionate about how do we put love into the systems that form the structures of our societies. And so I work with senior leaders to help them do that. And when I work with a new leader and they ask me, Jem, what is the one thing, if I could only choose one thing to do to help me be a better leader, it is every single time meditation. It is through this meditation, as you all know, that we can access the peace that Patriji was talking about. And through meditation, and then there was light. No. So in Australia, we have a very small percentage of people who meditate, but that is a beautiful opportunity, because when there's a lot of people who don't yet understand meditation, that means we have a wonderful opportunity to share such a gift with them. So we will definitely take this to Australia, for sure, Patti. Yes, we will. And we will take it around the world. The last thing I'll share with you is that my non-profit, my NGO, is called the Centre of Love. And we are building a Centre of Love in Himachal Pradesh, northern India. India is my second home, for sure. And the Centre of Love is an alliance around the world. We have 12 founders of global movements that are all fueled by love. Already we have impacted directly more than 20 million people, and in the next 3 years we are looking to impact 250 million people. And my promise to them and to you is that all of them will know about meditation. Thank you. Namaskar.
So let us give a clap for PSSM Australia, because a week ago the PSSM Australia is registered and it started working. Of course, ever since I went there, we started working behind the screens, and then in 4 cities I traveled, and there's a great movement started, and then we registered the PSSM Australia. Thank you.
Thank you. And also they have just done the Buddha Purnima, the first Buddha Purnima in Australia. So thank you, Jem, for your wonderful message. And now we want to travel to the urban society, to the world of glamour, to the world of glitz. And I want to invite and thank you, Tanas, for accepting our invitation and joining us. It was just amazing. You know, you always have the feeling like, you know what, I don't know if a celebrity would answer you or not. But I saw her podcast where she was talking about healing, manifestation, love, self-love. And I was like blown away. Oh my God, what is she talking about? And then immediately reached out, asking her to be a part of this great event. And I could see that she is a beacon of light to transform millions of lives, not thousands, not lakhs, millions of lives. And she graciously accepted the offer to be here. And also with the husband, Bhakhtiyar, thank you. Thank you for being here. So, Tanash, your message. Yes.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. सब लोग सो गए क्या? तम लोग को सूता छो? जगाड़ी काढू तमने? જરાક તો એનર્જી આપણે તે જ વિષયમાં વાત કરીએ છીએ ને energy. Yes, I just want to give a small introduction about myself. I have been in the entertainment business for the last 33 years. That was much before many of you all must have been born, maybe not in this room. And I always wanted to be an actress. I come from a very quintessential Parsi family where we only speak English, but I wanted to be a part of the Bollywood Hindi industry. I did not have the resources to be an actress. I just became very resourceful. And I'm talking about the time when there was no word like manifestation, there was no word like energy floating around the place. We had black and white TV. We did not speak about dreaming. We did not speak about, I'm going to, visualize this or manifest this or journal this. But I'm going to fast forward. But everything that happened in my life happened because of manifestation. I am a product of manifestation. From the age of 8 years old, in them days, I used to only eat, sleep, breathe, and speak about acting. The entire universe served me my career. The entire universe served me everything, my name, my fame, my accolades, my trophies. I never had to work a day for everything that I got. People think that money and fame is everything, correct? We are all working for mera naam hona chahiye, mera kaam hona chahiye, mere paise hone chahiye. In English, I should have my money, I should have my name, I should have fame, happiness. What is all that? What is all that? It's supposed to give you happiness, right? You get a new car, how happy are you? 5 days, 10 days, 15 days? You have your name, your trophy, you're happy 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. And then I realized it's all about the energy. It's all about what you put out there. And who can put it out there is only you. What is a guru? A guru is G-U-R-U. G-U-R-U. I had read that when I was about 12 years old. There was a lady called Linda Goodman, that's right. I was introduced to all these modalities through my mother. And Linda Goodman, and of course I was very small, so I was not going to read the whole thing. I just remember this one line from the book that my mother was reading. Okay, you know what is a guru? Guru is G-U-R-U. That stayed with me till today. Everything that you want, my friends, is inside you. Everything that you want, your desires, your dreams is inside you. You just have forgotten because you are borrowing other people's point of view. You're borrowing what you're seeing. Like she said, they're spreading fear. You're seeing everything, right? You're seeing everything. You're just adopting that. And that I understood wellness when I went through unwellness. When I was put on a wheelchair. Till that time, life was moving very well. I was shooting every day. I was, famous. I was doing my stuff. I had my family. Everything was going great. Lekin I think the universe had more for me. So he said, I think I have to cut you. I think I have to break your leg, Tanas, for you to sit down in one place so I can channel my energy through you. तेरे को बहुत काम करने का है. I've got a lot of stuff for you. And so he broke me and he made me sit down in one place, and still I did not stop. I said, if my legs can't walk, my mind will walk. And so I learned neuro-linguistic programming. And then I found out that everything in your outside world is just a representation of your inside world. And then I learned the power of Ho'oponopono, which is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. And I found how both the modalities kind of interacted with each other, science and the power of your mind. How will you access what God has to tell you? You pray every day. That is your message to God. But what is His answer, my friend? You can't hear it unless you don't shut your mouth, shut your eyes and meditate. His answer will only come to you when you shut your mouth up and you shut your brains off. His answer will come only to you. वो जो बड़ा काम चाहिए, वो जो पति चाहिए, that money that you want, that fame that you want, that big thing that you want, your vessel has to be prepared for it. The minute you meditate, everything gets downloaded. You know what my ask was to the universe? That I'm going to spread my message from whatever I have learned. I didn't know how I was going to get it. And then Pari suddenly called me up. And I'm like, are you crazy? How can I speak at this summit? Who am I? I'm nothing. And then I said, no, I have learned so much and I must share it. I must share whatever I have learned. And this only came to me because of my energy, because I shut my mouth, I shut my mind to the outside world, and I let God download, let the universe download what He has me to do. Because we've not only come here to eat, sleep, and pay bills. We have come here to follow our higher self. Isn't it? How many of y'all agree? So God will talk to you when you shut up. Give Him a chance to speak, bhai. Give Him a chance to lecture you. Give Him a chance to show you. Thoda time lagega. You will need some practice. But then you will start communicating, you know. So I'm just here to spread whatever I've learned, to spread my energy. And maybe through that podcast, my energy got in sync with you. And today I'm here and I'm so excited to be here. Because I think I belong here. I belong in these kind of rooms. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanas, for that beautiful message. And I'm going to come back to Bhaktiyar at the end. At the end, one line, or maybe now, just one line. Your message to everyone.
I'm just everything that all these people, lovely people have said. I'm just the opposite. Okay? I don't know meditation. I have never done it in Mumbai because if you sit down, there is one bhajiwala selling loudly something. Then there is a truck passing by with a lot of noise. But I don't know, just at the start, the video that I saw, that stayed with me. And I hope that stays with me because in short, he said, shut up. And Tanas and everyone out here is qualified something, somewhere to speak on this podium. I'm just an actor. I perform in reality shows and television shows. And I don't know how worthy I am, but I can just say I constitute 80% of India's population who doesn't know a damn about meditation. And today, if I learn something and go from here, I would want to spread something to my two unknown friends who don't know meditation. And yeah, I tried vegetarian food non-stop for 2 days. I feel it is an achievement in me. And as soon as I sat in the cab coming from the airport, I spoke to the driver. He's here somewhere. And he said, I said, kuch khane ko chahiye, kuch acha non-veg. He took me to some place where there was idli served. So I said, kuch non-veg chahiye mere ko. So he said, sir, whatever you want to eat now. 3 days, no non-vegetarian. I was like, and I didn't know. I just behaved like a nice, sweet husband. And I said, I will come with you. For the first time in my life, I've never said this, that I'll come with you. I don't know what happened this time, that Tanas said, I go for my talks, I go for my speeches, I'm qualified, and none of the family members help me, and I don't know what happened, but I said, Chal, I'll come with you this time, I will stand by you. And I really didn't know what I was getting into, so please pardon my torn jeans. I walked into shorts this morning. Please excuse me with the clothes. So it is just supporting something which is a belief in my wife and learning a lot. I just know that I'll learn a lot these 3 days. And if there are any more husbands who don't know what is happening here, please come and meet me. We'll take a selfie together. Thank you so much.
That was amazing. Thank you, Bhaktiyar, for your honest speech right there. Thank you for being authentic. This is a stage of authenticity and speaking your truth. So now, moving on to, I want to invite Christine, who I recently got in touch with her. And we met through Neil. Of course, after that, I'll talk about Neil. And I spoke to her. I said, hey, there's an event happening in India. Would you like to come? She said, yes. Give me 20 minutes. I'll book my tickets. And here she is, Christine. Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me to this beautiful place. I have to say this is a very new organization to me, and yet it feels very old. There's nothing you're saying that isn't true to my own heart. And to be in this amazing pyramid, I have traveled to many pyramids in the world. This just carries such a beautiful energy, a powerful energy of healing, connection, and oneness. I don't see common people out here. I see extraordinary beings out here. Thank you for coming into my presence. I am so honored. There is not one of you who is not extraordinary, unique, and has been called to be on this earth at this time. All that happened is you forgot who you were. This is a time to remember your essence, and that you came in with this most amazing sacred temple we call the body. I'll speak about that more soon. My life has been one of never losing my connection to God, to the universe. I thought everybody knew love. I thought everybody knew they were loved always. And I was brought into a family of love and of wise women. But as I moved through the world, I realized how separate people had become from that God, that oneness. And I think it is by quietening that mind, emptying that mind, you don't just listen to the cosmos, you open your heart. To me, the open heart is what I feel in all of you. I feel your hearts. I connect to you not through your minds, not through what you wear or the language you speak, but through your love that you share. And through that, I know every one of you. I see you all, and I am humbled by being in your presence. Briefly, my work as a doctor, I'm a medical doctor, but I'm also a messenger. That's my job, is to translate and be a messenger. And I, as I was listening, have been asked to go to countries and places in crisis. And as you spoke about an illness, I have worked with so many people on the edge of life where everything they thought they knew about what they were going to do in the future suddenly came to an end because of illness, or the death of a loved one, or losing a job. But you know, these opportunities feel terrible and chaotic, and yet they're the times when we say, I don't know where I'm going, and I will listen to my heart and know that I am loved and will be guided from there. I have worked in countries that are in crisis, in many of the countries that are now in crisis. But it's then that we listen to God. It's then that we listen inside. When we're comfortable and everything's flowing, we shut that out. I say just this last thing, is that we have an opportunity 18 times a minute, is when we breathe out, we hold our breath out, and we stop thinking, and we just allow ourselves to be in the nothingness and the allness, all at the same time. And so I am blessed to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me, and just wonderful to be with such a wonderful group of speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. And we are so looking forward to hearing your speech. By the way, today at 5:30, we have Christine sharing the message. And now I would like to invite Neil Gore, who, by the way, is a miracle that he's here right now with everything that happened. But he's a dear friend. I've known him for last 3 years. He initially invited me and Father on his platform back in 21 or so, and I saw him and I had him in my mind, like, okay, I have to meet him and I have to bring him onto the stage. And back in 22, when we started doing the Mega Meditation Summit, or 23 we started the first one, and then in 24 I said, Neil, you're coming to Mega Meditation Summit 1 year before the LA event. We did the last one in LA. And he just said, yes, I'm coming. He didn't ask me, what is it about? What am I talking about? He just said, yes. And last year in LA, we did the 3rd annual Mega Meditation Summit, where he flew for just the event from Colombia. And he came in there and he saw the event, and he was like, all my life, I was rejected by Indians. That's what he said. All my life, I was rejected by Indians, and here I see all Indians organizing a meditation session. And then I said, come home. You'll feel at home. And here he is, Neil Gore.
Thank you so much. That was a good intro. Yes, I did feel rejected because I felt rejected from my own family, you know. At an early age, actually right now, as everybody's speaking, I remember, I'm going to jump all over the place in my story, but I remember about 12 years ago, I'm in Rishikesh, and I've only been to India a few times. This is the second time I've been without family or a wife. So the first time I came by myself was a year ago, so I've never really got a chance to connect with the land. I used to often jokingly say, I just go from auntie's house, samosa to paronta. That was all it was. That was my Indian experience, you know. And I remember I was in Rishikesh, and my mom had an intervention for me. My uncles were there, my family were there, and the intervention was, you cannot do spirituality as a full-time job. You need to go and use your degree in some other fashion, you know. And that was just a constant experience that I had throughout my whole life. And it's very interesting. As soon as my dad saw that I could actually take care of myself, he completely let it go and just said, go ahead, do your thing, you know. But now to your point, when I got the email from you and you invited me to the one in LA, my heart was overflown. I was so grateful to be invited. And I feel like, you know, a lot of the events that I do, we have people that are in this spiritual movement from all around the world coming out, and you kind of get the stereotypical hippie at sometimes, you know what I mean, at a lot of my events. And I feel what PSSM is doing is they're creating an anchor point that is available to everybody by simplifying it to the basics, rather than all this complexity of the spiritual world, all these different things, all these different techniques, all this information, right? And I could speak from that because for 20 years, I just flooded my head with information. And then I would speak to people and I would give them insight from what I was learning, and they go, "Oh my God, you sound like a guru." And at then one point it came to me where I had to just admit that I wasn't implementing everything that I was listening to. And only until I started sitting down, observing my breath, quietening my mind, did I start actually embodying it and feeling. You know, my favorite person in the world, I don't idolize anybody in the past really, but if there was one person, it would be Buddha, right? And his technique, like what he taught, And all the information that came after Siddhartha Gautama, all of his information, even the chanting didn't come until Ashoka the Great unified India and decided to take Buddha's teachings and make songs out of it. Therefore, chanting came. He taught silence and meditation. And I've been to a few Vipassana meditation retreats. I've been to around 6 of them, and they're 10 days. And I went to one a couple years ago, and on the 6th day of my 6th 10-day silent meditation retreat, all of a sudden I felt like I'm finally getting it. And I felt what Buddha calls the kalapas. All right, anybody heard of kalapas before? So there's 2 terms from Buddha's time that he came up with. Kalapas, it translates to subatomic particle. Sankhara is impurity. And the technique with Ana-Pana and breath is that when you get to a place where you're not reacting to the physical sensations, the emotional reactions, all of a sudden, the gross sensations on your body, you feel some air on your face, you feel some perspiration, becomes the subtle sensations. And then the subtle sensations become the kalapas. You start feeling the subatomic particles. And inside the subatomic particles that we're all made out of are your sankharas, the impurities, everything that you acquired in this life and all the other lives. And by not reacting and being in a meditative state, and literally not only physically reacting to yourself, but also emotionally reacting to situations, you allow the sankharas to leave and you clear out your impurities. And that's what he did. And what did he do after he meditated and cleared out the karma of this life? He went and did that for all of his other lives, right? And then he achieved nirvana because he quite literally did spring cleaning on all of his incarnations, which is why he wrote a book about all of his incarnations, because he meditated to the point where he could see it all, right? And so I feel what we're doing here is we're finding not just a spiritual understanding, but a science, an ancient science of consciousness that is now presenting itself back on the planet. We're all acoustic quantum physics machines. We're made out of vibrations. Everything vibrates around us. And as one of the panelists was sharing earlier, that the signals are all around us always. The material, the subatomic particles that make up the stage that I'm on right now, on the subatomic level, look no different than I do. But then why is it that I see myself as physicality and you as physicality? What is going on? Who is the coder? What does consciousness project, and how does it project reality? We're only beginning to scratch the surface of what and who we really are. And in the years to come, very, very soon, with all the revolutions happening in the world right now, with the technological revolution, people being sick and tired of the way governments are treating us, realizing that the systems are created for the chosen few, not the masses, even though there's more masses on the planet, with AI, with quantum computing, with all this wellness that we have around the planet, it's only a matter of time until we start implementing this as the norm in the world. Right now, we have the ability to live in happiness, peace, and unity. There is no reason why, there's enough science behind meditation. There's no reason why every government in the world can't fund some sort of center that is a meditation center that is for everybody to go to for free. Right? And I feel what's happening here by this grassroots movement and creating this and taking these pyramids around the world, we're getting closer and closer to that point in critical mass. So I just want to share a couple more things about my life and what brought me here, because I'm going to be speaking on my journey of understanding the different religions and what they represented in regards to the quantum physics that we're now understanding, that we're all vibration. So I was born in England, and I was born Hindu, and I pretty much called myself an atheist Hindu my whole life. So when I was 18 years old, people asked me what religion I was, and I'll say, I'm an atheist Hindu. And what does that mean? It means basically I had no belief, but I still went to mandir. I still did everything I was told. From age 5 to 12, I was singing bhajans in temple, and I had no idea what I was doing it for, no idea what it represented. I was just doing what I was told. And then when I was 17 years old, I started finding out that Krishna and Christ have a very similar story. And there's a reason why both of them have Christ in the front of their name. That root of their name, Christ, for Krishna and Christ, Christ, is not by coincidence at all. It's the same root. And I saw these similarities, and I was like, wait a second. I was told that these two religions, monotheism and polytheism, both evolved separately from each other, have nothing in common. But obviously I'm seeing there is some sort of connection here. So when I turned 18 in California, I would go to the cafe and I would read the Bhagavad Gita, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Quran, and I would highlight similarities throughout it all. And I realized all these texts have the same information in there. And all the stuff that wasn't the same information were all the things telling you you're not the same as the other person. You know, all the man-made stuff, right? And that took me down this journey where not only did I rediscover Hinduism as an ancient science that we're now rediscovering, but it also put me on this journey to find the root of all religion. What is the root of everything? If we all came from one group of people, right? If there was less people on the planet at one time, then obviously we all came from one culture, and then we spread over the planet, and different faiths, cultures, and religions came out of it. Maybe if we could find what the root of everything is, that we could find that we have so much more in common with each other than we have this separate. And once we realize that not only do we have so much in common with each other, but we also share this beautiful planet, and we're all one human family, right? How amazing is it that we're sentient and awake on this planet? Think of all the other animals. Look at what we're doing on this planet and what we're capable of doing, right? It's a gift. And it's up to us to be intentional with that gift and give back to the planet and give back to each other. So I'm just really excited to be here and present. I'll be presenting in, I think on Saturday. And we're going to be going a little deeper on everything I just shared. So thank you all so much.